Today we're going to talk about the main differences between an Acme-Gridley multiple spindle screw machine and a Wickman screw machine. This machine's a 1 5/8 RBN8, and I'll kind of show you what the big differences are. On an Acme, the Achilles heel of the machine is the end tool slide. The end tool slide has two bronze bushings. Basically they're here and here, they ride inside that cavity. And here's the stem. And as the end tool slide goes back and forth, making parts, the bushings wear because they're bronze. So over time, you can get as much as 14 thousandths lift and tool slide to stem, and that's just not acceptable. Now I'll show you what the difference is on the Wickman. Here we have a 1/8 Wickman. If you come closer, you'll be able to see the difference on the end tool slide on this. Here you have the turret that it rides back and forth, similar to the Acme, but it does not have bronze bushings. It has steel on steel. Here you have a metered lubrication system. That's the lube line coming down with a pump in the back of the machine. So the bushings do not wear. It's not unusual to have Wickmans that have been out there for 30 years. There's no lift. The other nice thing about a Wickman is, in the manufacturing process, they're so exact. I can take an end tool slide holder off of this Wickman, put it on another 1-inch Wickman, lock it down, and make a good part. I don't have to bore, bush, and rebore like I would have to on an Acme. The same is true of the attachments. I could take a pick-off attachment off a Wickman 1-inch, put it on another 1-inch, it'll make a good part. The threading, the same way. So that's the major differences on the end tool slide. It's just in the manufacture, it's an extremely accurate machine. Other major differences between the two machines is on the Acme, when you have to change cams to make your slides go in and out of a specific throw. What you have to do on the Acme, for instance, on the end tool slide, you have these end tool slide cams. So each one of those bolts have to be removed in order to change the cams. Not only that, you have a hand crank. Now you're going to actually physically hand crank the machine around to be able to take the cams off. That's a lot of cranking. This is just the end tool slide cams. You also have a drum in here that you have to change those cams. You have a drum in here with cams. You have to crawl on top of the machine. There's two drums up there to change the cams on that. It's very time consuming. As a matter of fact, there's 52 bolts that have to be removed to do a complete changeover on this size Acme. I'll show you the difference on the Wickman. Now to do the same thing on a Wickman, if you want to change the cams in the end tool slides, there's really no cams to change. The cams stay on. And they're a flat plate cam, and they're good for the whole range of the machine. So here, for me to change the throw that the end tool slide goes in and out, all I have to do is loosen these two bolts, use a rubber hammer, and knock it up to the throw that I want. So right now, it's like 1 3/4. All I've got to do is move it up or down to the throw that I want, lock it back down, I'm done. That's it. That's the end tool slide. Here, on the upper positions, like on an Acme, you'd be reaming on the top or maybe threading. Well, I'm doing the same thing. I'm loosening two bolts and slotting it. There's no big drum that I have to worry about putting cams on and hand cranking around to get. Very simple machine to work on. To adjust the cross slides is very simple. You just open this door and you'll see you have a scale on the side of the casting. All you do is loosen that one bolt. You see it, the nut? The one nut, and then you move it with a hammer, and that's it. You tighten it back down, you are done. You also have a scale here for the other slide. Same thing, you adjust it and move it, and there's a scale on this side. In total, you'll have 13 bolts that you have to loosen and move, whereas on an Acme, you'll have 52 bolts that you're going to actually completely take off the machine to change the cams. Now I'm going to show you the feed-out mechanism. Here's the feed-out mechanism on a Wickman. All you do on the feed-out is you loosen this nut and you move it up or down, depending upon the feed that you want. Your scale is on this side. Just very simple adjustment. And that's all you have to do. Another nice feature on the Wickman, it has micrometer adjustment for the cross slides. So if you want to fine tune something, all you do is just move it. And that's by hand. You just put a little piece on there and move it. And you can move them a thou at a time, which is really something good that you don't find on other machines. So this machine is really a super quick changeover machine. And nowadays people are running shorter and shorter lots. And I truly believe the Wickman will be the machine for those people.